out there in California. I don't know if that's Box Crew or Shields of Wisdom, whatever them got. That's the Lord didn't tell us to go out there and start giving them food and stuff like that. The food you're supposed to feed them is the knowledge, man. But I understand why you do that, because you guys ain't got the knowledge. You see? All right?
Like the Lord told Ezekiel, he told him to eat the roll. You know, eat the book, which is the knowledge, you know?
Yeah, food for thought.
Food for thought, right. It's talking about spiritual meat, you know, spiritual food.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what you're supposed to be feeding them, man. All right, but you got other Israelite groups that are doing that. They, you know, figuring, oh, we're feeding the homeless, we're giving them turkeys and stuff, so they feel like they're doing the work of the Lord. No, that's not doing the work of the Lord. The work of the Lord is, one, learning His knowledge, right, and truth and sincerity, and then going out there teaching it to the elect of Israel. All right, and also it entails prophesying the destruction of America, because we're supposed to be the Lord's mouthpiece, right? Right? And then the Lord said that He was going to destroy America, right? So what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be speaking out of destruction of America.
Proclaiming the destruction of this wicked king.
That's right, man. So now you got these other Israelite guys, just like General Gehenna. Now what they are feeding them is false philosophies, such as Christianity is the mark of the beast. That's something that you'll hear from a Baptist church or something like that, you know? You wouldn't expect to hear that from an Israelite, man. All right? And back then, they were speaking about the chip back then. They called it the chip back then. You know, we didn't know it as the RFID chip, but we knew as a chip that they wanted to implant in your hand. I'm talking about going back before the splits, going back in the days of One West. All right? So it's not like it's a new doctrine or nothing like that. What happened is that the Lord basically revealed it even more. You know, He made it even clearer. Like a lot of the prophecies, things we were going into back then, the Lord just made it that much clearer. You know, like the scripture said, we know in part, we prophesy in part. Right? So now, the closer we get to the kingdom, to the Lord returning, the more things are being made even clearer.
Manifested.
They're being manifested, you know, as far as like Cornelius. We had the understanding. Now the Lord, you know what I'm saying, brought it to the fullest understanding, man. You know? And other scriptures as well.
Now, I can say this on that Cornelius thing. That's a big topic, because now you will name cats like General Gehenna and the little mini prophet General Zabak. They talk about, he looks like an Israelite, or he looked like a heathen, but he got Israelite swag. That don't make him an Israelite. That's because them niggas are as spiritual as what's that, $2 bill.
Yeah, well that's why the Most High ain't dealing with them, man. Because them niggas ain't spiritual. And Zabak himself said you can't always go by the spirit. You know? And there's no justification for that, man. You're supposed to, the scriptures say, walk ye in the spirit, so you may not fulfill the lust of the flesh. You're supposed to always go by the spirit, man. The Lord said these words that I'm speaking to you, they are spirit and they are life. So you're supposed to always go by the spirit. But that's what they'll tell you. Like the brother said, they'll look at an Israelite, but just because he might look like a cracker or grew up in another area, they say, oh well he ain't an Israelite. You know, he's trying to imitate and copy the swag. And that's why the Most High ain't deal with you niggas, man, because you niggas, like the brother said, ain't spiritual worth a damn, man.
Can I bring up one quick point real quick? Like, that's why it says in Matthew, the 13th chapter, that's why the angels told him, said, wait till the end time, to the time of harvest. Speaking about the wheat and the tares, right? The wheat represents the children of the kingdom, which are Israel, and the tares represent, you know, non-Israelites, you know, other nations. Because all Israel was scattered throughout all the four corners of the earth. So we're scattered amongst every nation, you know?
And I'm sorry, brother, and the reason why the Lord said that, like He said, so that way you don't destroy the wheat. You might think a guy is a Edomite, but he's Jake.
Yeah, that's how I was gonna say.
You know.
I heard that right out of that faggot that is so-called General Mouth. Talking about, oh, they think Al Capone's Israelite. Oh, John Travolta. And when you look at those dudes' spirits, you clearly see that they're Jakes. Lucky Luciano, Robert De Niro. You got certain singers, like they had that bitch Pink. The bitch real name is Alicia Moore. That chick's a nigga woman. When she sang, she shut down most quote unquote regular looking black bitches.
Yeah, but you know what? But the thing is, it's in the scriptures, man.
Yep.
And then if you know anything about history, it's easy. You got other, so, and you want to call yourself scholars, all right? Well, a scholar would know that the Moors conquered Sicily and Italy, and to this day, all Europe, and to this day, they got a lot of their seed they left throughout those different parts. Okay, to this day, and that's why they have the names such as, like the brother said, Moor or Moreno or Moretti, you know, so forth and so on, which all means black, because why? They were all so-called blacks, which were Israelites. All right, but go ahead, read on.
Can I make one more quick point?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, to bring it up, another example of that, like during the Vietnam War, right? And during the late 60s, early 70s, right? During the Vietnam War, you had a lot of so-called Negroes, black, Hispanics, from the Latin tribes. They were fighting in the Vietnam War for this devil. And they were over in Vietnam, and they left seed over there. They had children over there. They called them war babies, They didn't bring those children back home because they already had families here. So those children stayed over there and grew up over there. As they grew up in the Vietnamese customs, thinking they're Vietnamese and all of that, speaking the language. But those are Israelites, man.
Yep.
Not from just the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Ephraim, Manasseh, whatever, from all the tribes that fought in the Vietnam War for this devil.
To make a footnote, you got certain brothers that's in the camp now that was in the army at one time before coming to the truth, that did tours across seas and all over, and they'll tell you Jake is everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. That Hollywood and that TV image, like they'll show Russia and they'll just show it always snowing. Now you got a lot of Jakes over there in Europe. And go back to the Moors. When you go through the history for you scholars, it said it took the Moors 7 years to conquer most of that Europe, Portugal, Spain, and over 700 years to relinquish it. So you know how much screwing of white women they were doing back then?
Oh yeah. Well, shit, that was a regular day. That's why when you look in the book of the Golden Age of the Moors and other books, Nature's No Color Line, you see a lot of them Moorish Jakes, which were Israelites, sitting there with like 2-3 so-called white women, having their way with them, man. And that's why eventually throughout the time, which the Lord did that. That was the Lord. The Lord said He was going to scatter us amongst the nations. And then that's why the prophet Daniel said, unto us belong confusion of faces as it is unto this day. The Lord set that up. And then that's how you had Jakes that came out starting looking like so-called white people or whatever. Because the Lord is the one that did that. But it's a mystery, man. But it's common sense, though. You see, but the Lord didn't reveal that to these guys, so that's why they don't got it. Let me tell you something. This truth is not for everybody, man. That's right, man. Go ahead, brother.
Back in Jeremiah, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited.
Right, and then so now you're gonna have to pay for the guy, General Gehenna, the clowns you got following you. You're gonna have to pay for that, man, because you were supposed to teach them the right way, man. You're supposed to teach them about what you say y'all Ben knew Cornelius was an Israelite. That's bullshit, because you wasn't teaching that back then. All right, you was not teaching that. But anyway, you're supposed to be teaching them about the mark of the beast, which is the chip, the RFID chip. Not to accept the chip. That's what the Lord was speaking about in the book of Revelations, right? The 13th chapter. You're supposed to be teaching about that. You're supposed to be teaching them that it's all right to for Israel. It's not wicked if you deal with a woman from another nation as a concubine or whatever. All right, those are things you're supposed to teach. That's part of the doctrine, man. You're supposed to teach about your elders, man. Okay, you ain't supposed to be slandering elders such as Masha and Arya and Yaiqua. You're not supposed to be doing that, man. All right, those are the things that you're supposed to be teaching, man. Okay, as well as, of course, about the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, a lot of times these guys don't even speak about Yahweh Shai, man. That's another thing about a lot of these guys. They don't even speak about the Lord. They always talk the Most High, the Most High, the Most High. All right? It's about Yahweh Shai right now, man. You can't get to the Most High unless you go through Yahweh Shai. And you got to be one of his to begin with, man. Not just anybody could go to the Lord, man. You got to be a part of that elect. Go ahead.
So it says, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord.
Right, and when General Gehenna got on that radio show and tried to talk to that brother in California, look, you small in the Bible, and you look, man, you dealing with a scholar. Basically, you was doing evil in the sight of the Most High. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you was doing evil in the sight of the Most High. You call yourself on your radio show, oh, I'm gonna expose, you know, I'm gonna expose Tar, and then you started sitting up there lying on Tar and you know, coming slick out of your mouth. And like I said, I know for a fact, nigga, if you by yourself was to see Tar in an alley or you would not talk to him like that. I know that for a fact, General Yohana. You can fool them guys around you and let them think that you're this tough general, you know. All right, and I'm not bringing down a carnal level, but I just know for a fact you would not talk to the man in that manner or use them words that you use if you seen them by yourself. All right, I know that for a fact. So you're sitting there basically just doing evil and not even considering it, man. Go ahead.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries.
Right, the Lord, see, he said the remnant. The remnant don't mean everybody. And guess what? You got guys that's going to come from out of these different camps that's going to be with GMS, because they're a part of this thing, man. All right? So you're going to have guys that, you know, don't think it's strange, you know, when you have other brothers that was with Zabak or Yohana or whatever, you know, yeah, because there's some sincere guys that's out there, and the Lord is going to bring them brothers to the fold because they're a part of this thing. He's going to sift them. In other words, them are brothers that certain things that you did and say didn't set well with them. You know, like, nah, I can't go with that. Cornelius being an Edomite, nah, that's not in the scriptures. The scriptures let you know that he was an Israelite.
Sheep hear my voice.
My sheep hear my voice. You're gonna have guys that's gonna sit up there and they're gonna say, the mark of the beast is not the chip. Nah, the scriptures let you know that the mark of the beast is the chip. We're not supposed to be taking no microchip. You know, they're gonna say, yeah, them brothers, you know what, them elders, they're right, man. People say this and that about them, but they're right. No, they're bringing it out, man. You're not supposed to have no 501c3 charter with the government. You're gonna have guys that's gonna, you know, wake up, you know, that's gonna come to that realization. All right, go ahead.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them.
Right, and you hear that, out of all countries. Meaning what? You got Israelites throughout the whole four corners of the earth. And guess what? If you sit there and you grow up in Alaska, around, you know, the people of Alaska or whatever, so-called white people up there, or the Aborigines, eventually you and your children gonna lay down with them. They're gonna have children, and then the children, they're not gonna look how you look. They're gonna look like, you know, some of them might look like their mother, you know. And guess what though? But they still would be Israelites as long as their father was an Israelite, regardless of how they look. Okay?
And will bring them again to their folds.
See? And will bring them again to their folds. Meaning what? Right back in the truth. You know? Yep. Okay.
And they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them. Right,
which is Elder Tahar, Elder Gabar, Elder Rakah, Elder Ramla, starting with Elder Abba Bivens, all right, who's back with the father, Elder Masha, which is back with the father, Elder Ariyah, which right now is going off, he's with the discomforter, all right, Elder Yaikwab, which is back with the father, all right, and the rest of the elders. Read that again.
And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them.
Right, and when you really look at it, that's where you getting the knowledge from, man. Yeah. The Lord used them men such as Abba Bivens, Ariyah, Masha. Masha used to teach classes too. We put the videos up. Yaikwab used to teach the classes too. All right, and then y'all know Elder Tar, he's still out there doing it, man. Yeah. You know, so that's where you're getting the knowledge and understanding. The Lord set those men up for that purpose, man. Because had he left it to the discomforter, imagine if the discomforter was a guy who Most High used to wake Israel would not wake up, man. He'll have Israel in fucking rap videos.